And welcome to Zoomside Chats. And we're here with Joy Browne from Vanilla Boutique. She's zooming in from her boutique in Fermoy this morning. I can see it's really busy there in the background. So we're delighted to have her here today. So just to briefly about us, we're Employ Mum and Employflex. And every week we do a webinar. We talk to an inspiring woman in the workplace. Somebody who has followed their dream and taken a career path that might be different than the usual. And we've spoken to Andrea Marr, who did a massive pivot and she became a published author. We've also talked to Jo Browne, no relation, I don't think, Joy, who makes solid perfumes and a few others as well. So we're delighted to have Joy here this morning. So just a little background. Joy and I actually lived together in Australia many, many moons ago, and we headed off in our separate ways. And I went off to live in France, and Joy, I don't know where you went, but I was back from France then about 5 years ago, and I was just flicking through the Independent one Sunday morning, and there was an article on this boutique, and every photograph in the article, I was like, oh my God, I want to buy that. I want to buy that. I want to buy that. I was weak for everything in the article. And so I looked up the boutique, and lo and behold, it was Vanilla in Fermoy. And when I looked up the website, there was Joy Browne in the middle of it, and we had lived together in Australia. So I was delighted to find her again because we had lost touch, and I've been a firm fan since then. I'm actually wearing one of their gorgeous jumpers here this morning, and they have fabulous. So on Joy's website, she says she has an emphasis on having fun with fashion, feeling good about it, and Vanilla is known for its color and style. So take us back, Joy, to where I left off with you in Australia those many years ago, 20 years ago. What happened then? Where did you go from there?
So when I was in Australia at that time with you, I was mad to get into the fashion game over there because I had just finished college. So I'd done design in LCD, and I went into the fashion game over there, but it was impossible. So all the work that was there was my work experience. So I ended up working in the bank in Australia. I can't remember what you were doing, Karen, at the time. You were accounting, weren't you?
Yeah, I was doing the boring accounting.
Yeah. But so I left Australia and came back to Ireland probably about a year later, and I got a job working in just a boutique in Cork City, and I ended up managing that and helping the owner at the time to do some buying. And God, yeah, my God, I'm really going down memory lane there now. It was a small little boutique on off Plunket Street in Cork. Okay. And but my dream job was to be a buyer. That's all I ever wanted to do after I'd gone to college. Like, designing is one thing, but the buying is this side of it that I loved. So I eventually got a job, but all the buying jobs are not in Ireland. They're all in London or Paris and all that. But I'd been away for so long, I suppose. I was like, I don't want to go again. And lo and behold, I got a job in Cork as a buyer for a catalogue company who have been here for many years in Cork, and they supply to the whole of Ireland. So I worked for them. My God, I worked for them for a good 10 years until I just got a mad notion to do my own thing. And so Kate, my sister's in business with me, and she was living in Wales at the time, and she is an environmental engineer as well. So she was mad lonely to come home. So she was like, Joy, my person to come home. I was like, yeah, come home. I said, let's do something together. She's like, what are we going to do? I said, let's go wholesaling, right? So you won't believe this now, Karen, but we went away, the two of us, we bought. So I left that company anyway as a buyer. I got married, left my job, built a house, and started my own business all within like 6 months.
Wow,
stress is right. Yeah, stress. So we went away, myself and Kate, and we bought ourselves a small little future partner van. We racked it out, and I flew in and out of Paris, got stuff delivered, went around the country from boutique to boutique, had an account in every town. And we did that for about, I'd say 2 years. We'd some crack in the van for 2 years until I had children and I realized that I was up the country. I could have been up somewhere like Carlow, and I look at my watch and I was like, oh, I have to go back to the crash in an hour. We put the boot down and fly down. So that didn't, that ideal scenario for a young mum to be in, to be on the road and traveling. And we had so much stock in the van at one stage. We were like, my God, we could open a boutique with all the stock that we have in the van. And we did. So I built a house in North Cork and realized that when I used to come down to Fermoy to do my shopping, I was like, God, there's no boutiques here. What's going on? And that was it. We just took a really, really small little premises over on O'Neill Crowley Quay. I'm looking over at it there. Over in O'Neill Crowley Quay, we opened this really, really small boutique there. And it just went from strength to strength. And that was 12 years ago, 12, 13 years ago. So I'm actually in this game well over 20 years now. Like I'm in the fashion game for 20 years. Yeah.
Yeah, and I suppose you've seen both sides of it, really. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. We actually opened, you wouldn't believe this now, but we opened the boutique the day the bypass opened. The main dual carriageway opened, so it's bypassed from all. On that day, everybody was like, are you crazy? You're opening a boutique when there's going to be no traffic coming through. Everyone is just going to be on the main road to Dublin. And didn't make any difference. Yeah. It was actually at the start of the downturn as well. People were like, the downturn is happening. Don't ask me dates. No, I am pathetic with dates, Karen. I'm really bad. But I've great memories. Like I'm more visual. I'm very visual, like so dates and that. But whenever it was, maybe 2003, maybe a little bit later. But anyway, the day it opened, yeah. But it didn't seem to, then obviously the downturn did come and things were a struggle in the industry. But we kept going. There was many times where I was like, no, I've had enough of this. I can't do this any longer, But we stuck through it, and so glad that I did.
Fantastic.
The downturn.
Just to let people know that if you hover over the bottom of your screen, you see the questions and answer feature there. So if you have questions, I know there's a few people here who want to start up their own business and want to change careers. So if you have any questions, pop them in the box there, and I'll ask the question afterwards. Yeah. So so you started off. You were always vanilla, were you? That was the name of the boutique.
Yes, we were always vanilla. It was one of my favorite scents at the time. There was actually when we started out on our first little venture, wholesaling, one of the shops that I used to do a lot of business was called Vanilla, and I loved their style at the time. They used lots of florals and lots of pastel colors, and they used to also supply their own perfume. They used to make their own sort of organic perfume. So just fell in love with the word vanilla, and we've never changed. No, we've never changed for that in the last 12 years. Yeah.
Okay. So once you set up then in whatever year it was, 15 years ago, whatever, and 14. Nobody knew you then. Like, so how did you get your brand out there? How did you, did you rely on social media, or like how did you get so well known as you are now?
There was no social media, Karen. I swear, there was nothing. I remember Kate saying to me, Joy, you need Facebook. I was like, I don't want Facebook, Kate. I don't want any of this on my phone. I think I'm at that age where I was just on the cusp of, I don't want technology. I just want to write it down and get the job done and tick the box. But so there was no Facebook. So we do have Facebook going for about a good 10 years. And we used to do photo shoots every week ourselves. There's a lovely guy that lives locally here, a Hungarian guy who had a hobby for photographs, and he said, girls, I take your photographs with you. And looking back, we used to take some amazing photographs back then, but sure, of course, no one ever saw them. Nobody, we had a Facebook page with 300 people on it. I don't know. But I think one of the major turning points for us was, again, I don't know what year it was. we won the Galway races. So one of our dresses won the Galway races, and that was such, I didn't believe it at the time, but it was the biggest game changer that we had in the business. So all of a sudden people started traveling. And actually before that, no, what I should have said was I as a person love to get dressed up. So I'm dressed up all the time. At the moment with the pandemic, I'm not coping too well with this whole casual thing, but I'm getting there. I'm learning how to dress casual. So a lot of our stuff that we would have been bringing in was quite dressy. So we got known for dressy. People started traveling. And that was even to the small little boutique we had over on the quay. And I guess the stuff that we had was different. And so it was only word of mouth before Facebook and Instagram and all that. So it was primarily word of mouth. And that's how we would have gotten known at the beginning. Yeah, it was just completely word of mouth. Things like, I suppose 90% of our traffic was from somebody walking down the street in Cork, and they might have purchased a coat from us, and people say, oh, where'd you get your coat? Oh, we got it in Vanilla and Fermoy. I must go down there. That was how we did business, completely and utterly. Yeah, and then until social media came, and it obviously another big game. I can't believe I'm talking pre-social media here, Karen.
I know.
I can't believe it. But so that was like, that's purely word of mouth at the beginning, purely word of mouth. Yeah. And then the Galway race was made a massive impact on our business then as well.
Actually, we would have been in France around the same time, and I and my sister were in business together as well. And we had a property, and we had a property business, and same, like around the same time, I'd say, you know, there was no social media. You know, we didn't have any social media accounts, but we were featured on the Irish Times for some buying our property down in the south of France, and that kind of launched us into the I suppose people's minds, and then after that it was word of mouth. It was just like Ireland is just unbelievable for that though. Like if you give good service, you've got a good product, you know, people will talk. Like, people genuinely just want to help you, like, don't they? You know, and if it's secret as well, like, you know, you gotta go to this place.
Yeah, as you said. Oh yeah, that, I mean, you'd be sitting in a pub or you'd be sitting in a restaurant. This happened all the time. Be like, sorry, where'd you get your top? I mean, that's all it was. Well, it really was. And yeah, I suppose we stood out from that aspect. And again, bottom line, Karen, I am passionate about what I do. I love what I do. You know, I've had a lot of health problems in the past that they're done and over with or whatever. And even after all those big issues, I still love what I do. Like my mom said, like a calling for you, you know. It's like a calling. When I used to travel there up to early last year, I used to travel once every 4 weeks. I wouldn't stop to eat. I forget to eat because I'm just so engrossed in the job that I'm doing, you know. And that's so important for anyone who ever wants to set up an own business. You got to eat, sleep, and drink it. Simple as that. You really do, and you got to love it, because you're going to spend more time doing this than anything else, you know, if you want to be successful, you know. And love it and enjoy it, you know. And it doesn't become a job, or it doesn't become a chore. It just becomes you and your life and what you love to do, you know. So
it's almost like having another baby, isn't it? You know, and you
absolutely, you know, 110%, Karen. Sometimes I wonder, who do you love more? Like, who do you love more, me or Vanilla? But no, it is. You have to love it. You have to love what you do to make it.
And like what I found as well, and I was the same as you as well. Now, we worked 20 hours a day at the beginning. Like, we kept everything, you know, blood, sweat, and tears, like as everybody does when they start off their business. But I suppose I was in business with my sister as well, and it was that sharing with her. Nothing was ever too much of a problem when you have someone to share it with, like, and share the good times, you know, celebrate the
good times,
and you know, there's running your own business is a roller coaster, like there's ups and downs, like, you know, but if you have somebody, a good partner, I think that you can trust 100%, like a sister, who will tell you the truth as well. I think it makes, like, I came back to Ireland in 7 years ago. And I have my own business now, which is completely different to what I was doing over there. but it's not half the crack though. I'm on
Yeah.
my own, like, you know what I mean? I mean, I have a fabulous colleague now, Helen, who works with me, you know. But
What's your sister's? Is your sister still in France?
Susanna's still in France, yeah. She's still involved in the property over there, yeah. But she got hooked up with a Frenchman, so we can't convince her to come back yet. So. But so what would be your...
no, there's no like, yeah. No, what
Sorry,
all just in relation to having a sister as a partner, yeah, it has its ups and downs. And there's times that we have, oh, what's that? Your internet is unstable. Is that okay?
Yeah, you're
Can you hear me?
All bit, yeah.
Okay. So no, having a sister, like it has its ups and downs. It's a roller coaster. It's tumultuous. It's all sorts. But at the end of the day, if I'm having a bad day, I ring her. She's like, Joy, we got this. This is doing. And I'm like, yeah, you're right. So just to have that person to compound again, or to cast away those thoughts, or just say, no, we got it. It's all good. It's like, yeah, okay. Whereas I can imagine when you're on your own, you have a rhetoric in your own head. You're trying to solve your own problems in your own head. But when you have that other half of you telling you, no, you got this, it's worth its weight in gold.
Absolutely, yeah. So what would be your advice for somebody setting up now? Like the industry has changed, I'd imagine, how you market yourself and everything has changed. What would be your advice to somebody setting up a retail shop? Like,
oh, that's a very good question. God almighty, it's so uncertain right now, as in physical stores. Like, obviously the physical store is closed right now, and we're online, and that's doing really well. But there's a big question around, are people going to continue online shopping? Are they actually going to come out and physically look, feel and touch the fabrics? I'm hoping they do, because I love the boutique and I love people and I love talking to people. It's very hard. Like, do you go down just the online? Like, at the moment, we're at a place where we could just stay online and keep operating online. For me, it's quite soulless. So actually, my advice to anyone who wants to set up their own business, first of all, you got to be passionate about it. Second of all, I think keeping boutiques or keeping retail to the smaller local towns and villages is probably key. Stay out of the cities, have very little to offer right now at the moment. Cork City is, my mum drove through the other day, she said she cried, because it's like, it's not a great place to be. It is a very difficult time, Karen, to start a new business. Is it or isn't it? I'm not sure. I don't know if it's the right time to set up a business. If you're passionate about it and you want to give it a go for it. But you will be working 24 hours a day at the moment. There will be a roller coaster. God, it's a hard one, Karen. It's really
I suppose retail is struggling at the moment as well.
It's on its knees right now. It's on its knees. And things are very good for us right now, but it's because we work, and I really do work 8, 9, 10 hours a day. You got to put in the graft. It's as simple as that. Nothing comes easy. Look, nothing is easy in this life, fact. But you got to be prepared to put in, whatever you put in this world, you get out of it. You put in minimal effort, you get minimum response, or minimal, reward. If you put in a lot, you'll get a lot out.
True. So how has lockdown affected you then as a store?
As a store, well, we're closed, and you might as well can say we've been closed for pretty much a year. We opened for a couple of weeks, we were closed again, opened another few weeks, closed again. But it's made us think quicker and faster than ever. And try to, at the moment, it's not just about showcasing a new top. It's about being real with people at this moment in time, because nobody can feel, see and touch the fabrics, which to me is very, very important. So we've had to just try and come up with the new and inventive ways to promote our stuff. And so between the two of us, we trash it out. But at the end of the day, Kate always says, do you know what, Joy? I think we're half the time we're sort of winging it. You know, we're just chancing our arm, we're trying it. That didn't work. That didn't work. Oh, this is working. And sometimes we don't even know why it's working. It just is. And we just run with it. But I think the more interaction you have with people now, the better. People want to see you. They want to, you know, they want to hear the fabrics, they want to, you know, they want you to describe them. So it's a lot more interactive at the moment with customers, you know. They want the full-on virtual experience, I suppose, you know.
Mm-hmm. I mean, you've got a very strong presence on social media.
Yeah, like our social media, like I mean, I suppose the pandemic has catapulted us right into another, you know, it's catapulted us 5 years in advance. We've often said, like, God, if we were able to do social media 5 days a week, what would business be like? But we never had the time. And if I'm honest, I didn't really want to go on social media. I didn't want to have to go on, wash the hair every day, put the makeup on every day. You know, I didn't really want to be up for that. I prefer being on the other side of the camera. But we noticed that when we do go on and we do talk and we do chat, it makes a huge difference. And people want that. Like, you know, I want it myself. You know, I want to see, who's this company? Where are they coming from? Where is my products coming from? You know, are they sound? You know, simple things like that. Like, people want to know. They want to know the background now. And actually, we've never explained it before.
Yeah. No, and like, how has the style changed in the shop now? I mean, you said before you were very dressy, and you know, and now has it changed slightly?
100%, Karen. At the moment, like over the last months, my God, nobody's going anywhere. You know, all you're hearing is, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going to wear it. But so it's just completely changed to casual, 110% casual, comfort and casual. Woo! And you know what I find? There's a word that I'm using a lot, and it's like not restrictive. So we're under restrictions, and I think our clothes have to reflect that as well. So the clothes can be tight. We don't want fitted. We don't want any more restrictions in our life that we already have. So the clothes have to become very stylish, very comfortable. And I don't know, are you aware, but we've just started manufacturing our own brand, or for the first time ever. Like, so it's like a little dream come true. So we're manufacturing since last September. We've gone into making our own casual hoodie range and tracksuit bottoms. I can't believe I'm even saying tracksuit bottoms, but we are, and we're doing really, really well. Yeah. So we came in contact with the factory a couple of months back, and you know, they really are bread and butter right now. It's great. It's great. Yeah. So we keep tweaking the styles of them. So we get in kind of small amounts and often.
Okay. Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gone very much to the casual end. Yeah.
But what I love about your style as well is that there's always a quirky something different about it. Even if it is a tracksuit top and bottoms, like there's still going to be like a lovely slogan or star or
some color or some kind of a little tweak. Yeah. And I suppose that's kind of our signature thing anyway. You know, we've never wanted to do anything that would be similar to that you could pick up in Dunn's or whatever. So we have to stand out from the crowd. And that's the thing. If you know, again, if you want to start up your own business, you got to stand out from the crowd. You got to find your own little area that makes you tweak or makes you shine that little bit extra, you know. So that's what I'd always look out for as well when buying. It's just something a little bit different, you know.
Yeah. So what is summer looking like for in vanilla?
Summer in vanilla, this is how I envisage it now so far. And we've had this chat with the girls during the week, and it's nice little dresses, your runners, your little Docker boots, a nice lightweight, nice raincoat. Again, not sure what's going to be happening. Are we going to be going anywhere? You'd be wearing like your jeans. I can see like jeans for the last 2 years haven't really been selling that well for us anyway. But I do see the jeans coming back in a big way. Just nice comfy vanilla pads, and just dinky little dresses, little jackets, little denim jackets, runners, casual, but like pretty casual. Do you know what I mean? Walks on the beaches, walking with your friends. Hopefully we'll be able to get around and move around and go to beaches. But that's all I can see it being. Do you know?
Yeah. Sounds lovely.
I
I mean,
wear a dress. I can't wait to put a dress on.
I know. But personally, I never want to wear high heels again.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Yeah. And I was born with heels on, Karen. I put a pair on recently, and I actually twisted my ankle within 5 seconds of having it on. To get them babies off. Like, no, I know it's hard, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, I remember back in Australia, I mean, you were working, but you weren't making a whole load of money. You were kind of temping here and there. Like, but I remember, like, your money wasn't, we didn't have loads of money over there. We had the best time ever. Like, but I remember, like, all your money went into clothes. Like, there was this white coat. I don't know if you remember it. Like,
the white coat.
I think you spent a fortune on it. Like.
My full wages that week on it was white velvet.
And now to think that you're going around selling tracksuits.
I never thought the day would come when I'd be selling a tracksuit. But you got to tweak your business every now and again to suit the market. Exactly, but that white coat, Karen, I went into Sydney, down to Sydney Harbour, and bought that white coat, and it was, I don't know, hundreds of dollars.
Hundreds. I remember the time just being like, oh my God. It was just like, you were just a fashionista then, even then, like. But brilliant.
Oh,
you've pivoted to comfy wear, tracksuits with style.
I know. Even my husband the other night was like, "Do you have another tracksuit? What is that? What is that?" I'm like, these are joggers. He's never seen me wear joggers. But I'm like, it's comfortable. It's never stressful. I can chill out in the couch.
Yeah, that's what we're all wanting at the moment. Okay, listen, we're going to run into our rapid fire questions, and then we're going to see, there's loads of questions firing in here, so we'll see what questions are there. So, Instagram or Facebook?
Instagram.
Your favorite piece in the shop at the moment?
There was a coat came in back in December. It's like a long bomber. And it's actually the cover of our illustration on our new website that we launched 2 weeks ago. It's at the bottom of our feeder, and it's a padded bomber jacket, long line bomber jacket. Love it, black and floral.
Okay, cute. And it's still in stock, yeah?
I have 2 pieces. I think I might have 2 pieces of it left. Yeah, I have it in white actually as well. I'm showcasing that.
White.
Yeah.
And
white,
a white coat. The best advice you ever got?
When you're up and when you're down, you're down. When you're self-employed, and that is true.
Very
advice. Good. Well, it's not. I suppose that's like, yeah.
Okay.
Advice-wise, yeah. I just remember talking to a girl. Yeah. Go on.
Okay. What is your superpower?
Ooh, what's my superpower? Multitasking.
Very good.
Probably multitasking too much.
Blonde or brunette? Because when I knew you were a bit darker than you are now. Blonde or brunette?
You should see the roots now. Look at that. They are black. Blonde. Yeah. Blonde all the way.
Gorgeous on you. Yeah.
Thank you.
So your best business achievement to date?
Best business achievement. Oh God, best business achievement. I suppose moving over to the online and sort of keeping up with the times, keeping up with the times, moving on to the online. Yeah, being afraid of that and moving on to it, and then becoming successful. Yeah,
conquering that. Yeah, very good.
So,
your own work.
Making the decision.
Yeah, sorry, there's a little bit of a delay there actually. So your own worst fashion faux pas.
Oh my God.
None.
There hasn't been any, Karen. Oh, I couldn't be admitting that, no.
All being experimental. Okay,
Yeah.
cake or cheese?
Oh, that's a good one. Oh. Cake.
And a very hard one now, red or white?
Oh, red. Oh, a nice Merlot. Yeah.
Excellent. Okay, so listen, we're just going to pop into the questions and see what questions people have.
Okay.
Absolutely love vanilla. Susanna saying the girls are a breath of fresh air to watch on Instagram, and I'm broke from buying from them. Valerie is asking, what are the 3 top qualities of a shop manager?
Patient, listening, quick resolution.
Very good. I like that. Okay, Valerie's also asking, how do you place your shop against, or I suppose, how do you compete with the likes of Amazon, H&M, Zara, etc.?
Compete? How do I compete with them? You can't, like, you just can't compete with Amazon. Zara, like, manufacture thousands of any one product. You can't compete. We get in 6 pieces of a product. You can't really compete with them. You just got to keep trying to be different to what they're offering, basically, you know? Yeah. You just keep got to be aware of what's out there on the market and not to do that, not to do the same that they're doing, to be different to what everyone else is doing. That's not easy, to try and pull something out of the basket that's not there. That's the difficulty, but that's the strife.
Yeah. Well, you are very good at that, though. I mean, I said that article that I said I saw on the Independent, like literally everything was so unique and so different, and I just wanted to buy everything. You know, so you do have an eye, you know, for. Well,
I do, like, a lot of people would say that to me. Can you learn that? Can you? I don't know. I think that you're kind of born with it, like, you know, you're born with it. And between the two of us, like, we have very different styles. Now, Mum would say to me when I was young, she said, you used to crash into every bloody pole on the street because you were just looking at everyone and looking at everything. You're just constantly looking and being visual. So it's just probably kind of in my DNA, you know. It's what I'm always looking for something that little bit different out there, you know, be it interiors or be it with a piece of jewelry or, you know, anything different will just catch my eye and get me going. So just try to be that little bit different to what's out there, you know?
Yeah.
That would be my.
And do you find that your art background helps you then, like studying art? Is that a help to you in the business?
Well, in the business, probably not, because what I did in college would have absolutely diddle squat to do what I'm doing now. We had 1 hour, imagine, Karen, 1 hour a week of computers when I was in college. 1 hour with this huge monitor inside, and we didn't even know what it was, like. So, but I would have always been arty from a very young age, as in, like, I would have always been making and dressmaking and knitting. I still knit to this day every night at home, sitting down on the couch, you know. So yeah, that would all play. Yeah, it's all part of the one bowl, or, you know. Yeah, it does. Yeah. God, yeah. Being my background, yeah, it would. But in relation to what I did in college, not at all. Have nothing to do with business now, you know. It's all experience, really. This is all just experience, but the whole art thing will be naturally, I suppose, going through my blood.
Yeah. Give you that eye, I'd say. Another attendee, I had to unfollow Vanilla for a while to avoid a divorce. But I'm back with a bang.
Oh no, I know. I got a message from a girl last night. It's so funny, saying, I'm typing really quietly so my husband doesn't hear me. How much is such and such? Oh yeah.
Anyway, this lady is currently drooling over a coat while listening. Okay, so Valerie saying, did you gain new customers with your online shopping, or did you keep your regulars and did you gain extra ones, or have you reached a new audience?
Yeah, 110%. we've orders going from Ballina to Ballinskelligs. It's off the Richter, and it's so strange. I don't understand algorithms with Instagram or Facebook or how they work, but one day we go into work and all of a sudden all the orders are from Kildare, the next day they're all from Galway, the next day they're all Wexford. I don't understand how it works, but 100%, like with the social media, I mean, there's no doubt about it, it's a fantastic platform to reach out to people. But yeah, we've lots and lots of new people. Yeah, but as I said, I don't understand how they're getting to us. Do you know? How the algorithms work? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe it's the word of mouth thing again. People chatting. People discovering you in Clonakilty, and then everybody talking in Clonakilty about from Ire.
Yeah, but it's strange because you could put up something on a Tuesday night, and all of a sudden the following morning, every order is from Ballinskelligs. It's weird, very weird.
Crazy, yeah. It's great to get new customers, though. You'd hope that they would stay with you then going into the future. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, again, it's all about being relatable and having, just being as honest as you can with your customers, and being as honest as you can with the quality and with ways, things, and sizes and all that,
Yeah. Somebody else is asking, what would you do differently as the vanilla owner if you go back to your first year in business?
What would I have done differently?
Or would you do anything differently?
I probably wouldn't have left my job, built a house, and started a business all in the one 6 months, all within a space of 6 months. I wouldn't have done that. But then there's no time like the present, No, I think we have grown very organically from day one. It's just all been like little by little by little by little. I mean, it's 14 years now in the making, and it's only in the last 5 that people have really got to know us. So nothing happens overnight. I don't think I would have changed anything really, Karen. I wouldn't have changed anything. We started off very sensibly and slowly and small, and we grew from a very small, tiny situation. We grew, we just grew organically. No, I wouldn't do anything differently.
Yeah, that's good. That's good to know. Yeah. There's loads of fans coming on here saying how much they love you. I just want to say I love vanilla. Heart.
Well
done, Joy. You're doing a fantastic job on Instagram. Somebody wants to go for a drink with us to hear more about the Australia antics.
No.
What goes on tour, as they say.
Is that tour? Oh, Karen, I always remember, with you one night, and you were saying, "Can I pretend I'm an air hostess tonight?" Do you remember that?
I was an accountant.
You were like, "What will we be tonight? What career will we be from tonight?" I was like, "Sure, whatever. Yeah, you be an air hostess tonight, and I'll be. I don't know what I was. I was fashion designer. I pretended to be."
Well, an accountant was. Yeah, being an accountant was always a serious conversation stopper. And
I didn't until I met you. As in, you were telling me like the consequences. I was like, really? And you were like, yeah. The minute I say I'm an accountant, they're like, good luck. Oh, it's funny.
Okay, moving on. An amazing story. She makes it sound like anyone can do it. So there's loads of lovely comments in there. But somebody's drooling over the vintage angel black coat. Is it? Is that the one you were talking about?
That's the one. Yeah, my favorite coat. And it's also in white.
It may be gone by the end of the morning, I'd say.
Maybe, yeah. Oh no, it's my favorite. You know what? I have maybe 6 pieces in my wardrobe that will be similar to that it will never date. It will never go out of fashion, and you can pull it out year after year after year. Like, I still have customers who would walk in with a coat from 10 years ago and they'd be like, Joy, it's still in fashion. So it's that classic piece that you just have and you just love it and you never get fed up of it, and it will never end up in a charity bag. That angel coat won't end up in a charity bag.
Yeah. A good investment piece.
Yeah.
Priscilla Roxo is saying that you're the best bosses anyone could have.
Priscilla, thank you. Priscilla's a pet. She's a sweetheart. She's lovely.
Lovely to hear.
Yeah, she's lovely. All the girls are great. In fairness, all the girls are great. But we haven't seen, I haven't seen some of the girls since Christmas. Like, it's most frustrating. But look, is what it is, and
yeah,
we're getting there. Yeah, but we've a great team. Honest to God, we've a great team.
Yeah. You have to have really people around you that are on the same level as you. Work hard, play hard, have fun. Yeah,
exactly. And all having a mutual respect for each other. And like working with women is not it's not easy too when it comes to hormones, and it's not easy. But no, we it's great. Some of the girls are with me from day one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Well, that's a great indication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know it's good. No, it's great team. Yeah, great team. Couldn't do without them.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Okay, so just the last question, so when we leave you go, I know you're very busy there. The phone is tapping behind.
Can you hear the phone? You can't. Jesus. I know. It's going there all morning. And I'm down in the boutique, so all the girls are up in the office because I'm like, I need some peace and quiet to do this call. So they're all up in the office. So normally the phone calls are all up there. So I don't know why they're coming in here today. But anyway.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So who is the business person who inspires you the most?
Who inspires me the most on a business scale? Ooh. Oh God, that's a tough one. Who inspires me on a business level?
In business, or I suppose in the fashion business, in the fashion arena, or anybody there that would. It could be yourself. Is there any history of entrepreneurship within your family? Does your family own businesses?
My father was self-employed. He still has a bookbinding business, so it's a very bespoke business. So he'd bind all the pieces for the college students. He'd buy the old books and do gold foil printing and all that. So he used to work from home all our lives. There was always people coming and going in and out of our house. So it would come from there. And my grandmother had bookshops in Cork City as well. And I remember as a kid going into the bookshops. Yeah. As a kid going into the bookshops years ago. So I suppose, my grandmother was self-employed. My grandfather was self-employed. And when I remember when we were starting out in the business, Kate, Mum was like, because she resented her parents being self-employed because she never saw them because they were at work all the time. She's like, your kids are not going to see you. Your kids are not going to see you, Joy. And she was very anti it all from the beginning. But look, it's in the obviously, it's in the blood,
Yeah.
But I worked for the companies over the years, but I always knew I had to do my own thing. Like I had to go out and do just be my own boss. And I think it's just there all along. And Kate is the same. Like we never really wanted to be working for anyone else to tell them what to do.
It'd be very hard to go back to that anyway.
I know. Yeah. There's days when I would be saying, geez, to go to a job, to clock in 9 to 5 and come home and forget about it. There are days that I dream about that too, Karen. I would, because it's being self-employed. It's not an easy ride either, But it's worth it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. The lure of the paycheck at the end of the week isn't enough to make you give it up.
No.
No.
Yeah. No.
So listen, where can everybody find you, Joy? We're online at the moment. Where do they find you online?
Where can they find me? Just on at the moment on social media. I work 3 days a week, 3 to 4 days a week. Actually, as in physically coming to Fermoy. You just get me on the phone. You can ring me in the office when I'm there. I think what happens is when the days that I come on social media, they know I'm there, and then they're like, oh, la, 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 hey Joy, how's it going? Chatting away.
Yeah.
But just on social media. Look, fingers crossed we'll be open soon. I don't know. We're talking May, June, who knows? But
May. And you're Vanilla Fermoy on all social media platforms, are you?
Yes. So Vanilla Fermoy on all social media platforms. VanillaBoutique.ie for our web, and Vanilla Fermoy from there on in. Yeah.
Listen, thank you so much for coming on here today, Joy, and telling us your story. And
thank you for
very generously give a 200. Sorry, there's a delay there.
Our voucher. Yes.
Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll leave it open until tomorrow, and then I'll get you to pick a number. There's over 500 entries, and I have them all numbered. So
Okay.
you pick a number, and then that number will win it. So we'll call it tomorrow. We'll leave it open for today.
Okay.
There might be a few people
Tomorrow,
entering
so yeah,
after
perfect.
today. So you can enter anybody who hasn't entered. You go on the Instagram. It's on the Instagram. The details are there. So listen, thanks so much, Joy, for coming on. It really, really was a joy. and
Thank you.
can't
Thank you.
wait to get in. Yeah.
So we see you soon. We see you in the summer months, maybe. Hopefully, we see you in the summer months. Fingers crossed and legs crossed.
Definitely.
Fabulous.
Listen, the very best luck. Best luck.
Grab a cup of coffee now. Badly needed.
Okay.
Thanks.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Cheers. Bye. 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 Bye.